Train travel between many of Scandinavia's major cities just got a lot easier. This is the brand new direct train connection from Malmö to Oslo, operated by Norwegian V's comfortable express trains. Join me on board this exciting new international train service that's making train travel between Oslo, Malmö and Copenhagen better than what it's been in years. And that's only the beginning for this important rail connection. Let's head up to Oslo as I take this exciting new train route on just its second day of operation. I'll start the journey from Copenhagen today, as this is where one of the big improvements to the service begins. Gone is the need to take the less frequent train to Gothenburg and wait almost an hour to continue to Norway. Now you can simply jump on board the Øresundstog, which runs every 10 to 20 minutes across the impressive Øresunds Bridge into Sweden, and from there make a short transfer to the brand new direct train to Oslo. This eliminates the need for the long and unreliable connections in Gothenburg, making train travel between these two Nordic capitals so much easier. And here we are in rainy Malmö, ready to go catch this brand new train service. Malmö Central Station is the biggest station in the city and, in my opinion, one of Sweden's prettiest. It's kept nicely with the times and now features a pleasant food court in the central hall. There's also a supermarket, and I'd highly recommend getting some food and drink before getting on the train, as the options on board are very limited and pricey. In 2010, the station went through a bit of a modernization program, with new underground platforms being added. This allowed trains heading south towards the Øresunds Bridge, Ystad and Trelleborg to no longer have to reverse at the old terminus platforms in the original station hall. This part of the station has been a lot quieter since the opening of the tunnel, but it is still where the majority of long-distance services stop, like the Snälltåget night train from Stockholm to Berlin, or national operator SJ's high-speed trains to Gothenburg and Stockholm. And this is also where our train to Oslo will depart from, which is now arriving inbound from Oslo with a delay of about 20 minutes. I was actually a bit surprised to see the train consisting of two 4-carriage multiple units, but it seems like V is not skimping on capacity for this new service. These trains were manufactured by Swiss Stadler, based on their popular FLIRT platform, specifically the Nordic version, which is capable of 200 km per hour. V has a total of 136 of these trains in their fleet, split across a few different variations with different train lengths and interior layouts. Luckily, the Malmö route is planned to use one of the 4-carriage versions with the long-distance train interior. And speaking of the interior, I think it's about time we board the train and go find a seat. My first impressions are great. These seats are similar to the ones found on some German ICE models and in the original Austrian Railjet's first class. And from previous travel experiences, I know they are very comfortable. And with my backpack securely stowed away, we are ready to head towards Oslo. We'll have a closer look at the train's interior, features and the seat a bit later in the video. But now we're departing Malmö just a minute behind schedule at 15:35. An interesting fact about Malmö is that trains here actually run on the right-hand side, unlike the rest of Sweden where trains normally run on the left. This is because many trains of course continue onto the Øresunds Bridge and Denmark, which operate on the right. So, just a bit north of Malmö Central Station, there's a set of flyovers that allows trains to switch sides. However, for a train terminating like ours, this detail matters less, as we'd have to cross over anyway, either on arrival or departure. And as our train is now speeding out of Malmö on the newly quad-track mainline towards Lund, let's have a look at the route map for today's journey. We are on board train number 396, which will first run as an express train, only making limited stops in Lund, Helsingborg, Halmstad before Gothenburg. After a brief stop to change driving direction, the train acts a bit more like a regional express service with a few more stops. In total, we'll cover a distance of 669 kilometers in 6 hours and 10 minutes, which gives the train an average speed of 108 kilometers per hour. Just a couple of minutes after departure, we make our first station stop, which is in Lund, a major university and research city and also the branching point, where we will leave the southern main line between Malmö and Stockholm behind to join the west coast line up towards Gothenburg. A great feature of these FLIRT trains is the very large windows, really allowing you to enjoy the scenery. And after the stop in Helsingborg, make sure to have a look outside on the left hand side of the train, as it travels on an elevated viaduct right next to the waterfront. With a long journey still ahead of us, let's take a closer look at the onboard amenities. Starting here from the very back of the train, you'll find a large luggage rack, and across from it, there's a coffee vending machine. It's a nice touch, but the prices are very Norwegian. The seating layout throughout is second class in a 2+2 layout. Seats come in a mix of both airline style and table seats, with seat reservations being available in the front and rear carriage. Continuing into the next carriage, we'll find another coffee machine, but also one of the train's regular toilets. The door was easy to lock, and everything was functional with the water working. Both hand sanitizer and soap was provided, and the flush was working without issue. There was plenty of toilet paper, so overall I'll give this a thumbs up. Throughout the train there's also plenty of clear route information displays showing the next and upcoming stations. Further down the train you'll find the accessible area. Here there are dedicated spots for wheelchair users as well as accessible seating. Next to this is also where you'll find the train's accessible toilet, as well as ramps for level boarding at stations where the platforms are level with the train doors. A common design feature of the Stadler FLIRT trains is that they feature a corridor where most of the train's electrical equipment is housed. By moving the electrical equipment here, it allows the train to remain low floor throughout most of it. Towards the front there is another low floor area with space for bikes and where you can get your workout in, along with a vending machine where you can pay 44 Norwegian kroner for Pepsi Max. So yeah, unless you got Norwegian oil money, I'd recommend buying some snacks beforehand. Back in my seat again, the weather has now decided to take a turn for the worse. Perfectly illustrating the amazing predictable summer weather in Scandinavia, where we now have heavy rain and then pull into Halmstad Central, where the weather is now starting to be sunny again. As our next stop will be Gothenburg, this is a great time to talk about how this train service came to be. For years, V has run regular trains between Oslo and Gothenburg, in later years roughly every 2 hours. Now, it's 2 of these daily services that are being extended from Gothenburg down to Malmö, every day during the summer. The service launched just about a week ago from publishing this video on July 14th, which was not a coincidence, as we are about to pass through the brand new Varberg tunnel that opened on the same day. This approximately 3 km long new tunnel under the city of Varberg significantly improves capacity on the West Coast line, replacing one of the last slow single-track sections, which in turn is what is allowing new, faster and more frequent train services like this one to be introduced. And it gets better. V already reports strong demand for this train connection and plans to run trains to Malmö on the weekend year-round, starting with the December 2025 timetable change, with double daily train departures confirmed to be returning for summer 2026. But this is really just the beginning. A direct Copenhagen to Oslo service is in the works by V and Danish DSB. using DSB's brand new Talgo carriages. Probably around 2027 if Talgo ever manages to finish and deliver the new carriages. Private operator Snälltåget is also looking to run its own trains to Oslo, so it seems like there's an exciting future ahead for the Copenhagen to Oslo corridor. Our train is now approaching Gothenburg. We pick up a small delay on the way in due to some track works in relation to the Västlänken project, which is a project to give Gothenburg a tunnel under the city so trains no longer need to reverse at the central station. But until that opens in around 2030, we'll still have to come in here and turn around the train. And after a brief stop, it's time to head back out of the station and continue our journey north. Leaving Gothenburg, we follow the river the city gets its name from. This is also the last stretch of decently fast railway, allowing for speeds of up to 200 km per hour, as after the stop in Trollhättan, we'll be taking the much more slow and winding line up towards the border with Norway. And with us now having completed most of the journey inside of Sweden, I think it's about time we talk about the seats. I actually really like them. The good ergonomic design combined with the well-padded seat makes for a really comfortable experience. Details like a bit of padding on the armrest too really helps make the journey comfortable. There's also amenities such as a power outlet for at least every seat, along with a big table that can even be folded out. I'm also a big fan of the adjustable headrest pillow that's really soft and plush. Two individual levers allow you to adjust the angle of the seat back as well as extend the seat base, offering combined a great amount of recline. Overall, I find these seats are great, especially for a second class product. We have now reached the station at Ed. This is our last stop in Sweden, and just a few moments later we'll cross the border into Norway. As both Sweden and Norway have open borders and take part of Schengen, there are generally no border controls. And we peacefully roll into Norway as we cross over the lake here. Welcome to Norway.
Good day everyone, we have now passed the national border into Norway, so the next stop for us will be Halden.
We soon approach Halden station. Here there is a slightly extended stop in order to change the crew. It's also the terminating point of most trains heading south from Oslo, with only a few select services continuing on to Gothenburg and Malmö. From here on, our train is pretty much just a regular domestic regional express service bound for Oslo. We stop in a few more towns and villages as we calmly make our way to Oslo in the beautiful evening light. We are now approaching Ski, which is our penultimate stop. This is also the starting point for Follobanen and the Blix tunnel, taking our train mostly direct to the heart of Oslo in a 19-kilometer long tunnel. So before we enter the darkness of the tunnel, it's time to sum up my experience. I've had a great time on board. The seats are comfy, the train is smooth and quiet, and overall it's been a very relaxed and pleasant experience. I'm looking forward to seeing this service expanded and hopefully become a direct to Copenhagen service in the future.
The next station is Oslo Central Station. This is our final stop.
And with us now being on the final approach, let's quickly talk about tickets. They can easily be bought online on V's website, with tickets starting from a reasonable 489 Norwegian kroner. Seat reservations are optional for a small additional charge. The new train service will continue to run until the 8th of August and should then resume in December 2025. So, what do you think about this new train service, and are you planning to catch it this summer? Let me know down in the comments. I'm definitely rooting for this new service. It's comfortable, more direct, and hopefully can lead the way for a new all year round daily direct service. Thank you so much for joining me on this trip today. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you're subscribed to the channel as I try to post a new one every Sunday. You can also follow me over on Blue Sky at intercitysimon.com. I usually post live from my travels over there, so it's a great place to get a sneak peek at what videos might be coming on the channel in the future. Thanks for watching.